morning, boys and girls. Oh wait, good mid-morning, boys and girls. I'd be late. I wanted to leave about 6 o'clock this morning. Guess what? The phone went dead. Didn't have it charged. Didn't have it plugged in, and yeah, it went dead. So hey, I want to jump on here real quick. I wanted to catch this truck. I got pictures of it, but I wanted to catch it driving. It is sharp. You got a pulling tractor in there. You're going back to Gallatin, Missouri, which is like northeast of Kansas City. That is one sharp truck. You probably won't even want to get back, since we have slowpoke traffic in front of us. So I got a couple of pictures of it. One sitting underneath the fuel bay canopy at the Loves, and then two as it came out. Well, one in the sunshine, and then the other one showing the split. It's got a generator on the front. I wish I could have got a picture of the pulling tractor, but it's like a. He said it's an Alice Chambers, like a. I think he said D21. They're made like in the 60s, but it's all souped up, fancy, smancy, you know, paint job and aluminum. Everything's aluminum on it, probably the bodywork, I mean. I wanted to move some chains around on my load, but I didn't do it. I said, I don't see how they loosen up. Unless the chain is twisted, and then I guess it works itself out and it gets unloosed a half a length or something, I guess. But probably following him. He'll actually probably go faster than I will. I'm still uneasy about my load that I got. Well, the thing was is that I blocked the tires as they were loading him because of the slope of the deck slopes down towards the end of the trailer. So I blocked everything. I chained it up, and because I think the way I chained the back. Well, on the three smaller units, I chained, because they had D-rings, I chained coming into the middle of the trailer. So the front is pulling forward, or excuse me, the back is pulling forward, the front is pulling backwards. So, but when I did it, I probably did it opposite. I had the chock block in front of the tire, and when I chained and pulled that back, it pulled the wheels from the chock block, which then made it loose. What I should have done is chained from the back going forward, and then that would have put more pressure on the chock block, and then done the front towards the back, and hopefully that wouldn't have pulled it off the chock block. But if I'd been smart, and the only reason I did that was because if you get all your chains going out away, they collide with the other chains on the other unit. So that's why I did that. That's why the chains on the three small units are all going in towards the axle, and on the big unit they're going out away from the axle. And that's not even the one that has the chock block still on it. Both of those chock blocks, I had to pull them off. The only one is the third one, because it's on the hump of the trailer. It's still the only one there, and I must have done it right, because I chained from the back pulling forward, which put pressure on the chock block, and then did the second one, did the front pulling back, and it was still enough pressure on the chock block that it didn't pull off. But that's the only reason why I chained the three small ones going in towards the axle, because if I would have had to put them, if the first one would have been out away from the axle, those front chains would have interfered with the middle unit, because I pulled back on them. So those two boomers would have been pulling against it. I mean, would have been in the way of each other. And the big one, I actually boomed off on both sides. It's all the way all four. So I actually used 4 separate chains on the big one, and then I only used 2 chains each on the smaller units, which equals out to 10 chains. And because I used 4 boomers on the middle one and only 2 on the other ones, that's 10 chains and 10 boomers. That's all I got. Well, I still threw a couple of straps, like I said, because that one two of them I threw a strap across the tongue. The back one definitely, because it was right, the tongue is right on the tail end of the truck, or the trailer, but it's not going to go nowhere. I looped it through the pintle hook. It actually had a pintle hook on it. The unit is small enough to fit in the back of a pickup, and it's got a pintle hook on it. And the next one over, the third one, it's a little bigger, but it has a pintle hook too. And then the big one, it has a ball hitch. I don't understand that. When you want a big pintle hook on a bigger, it's a heater, you know. It's biggest it's the longest and heaviest, and it's got a ball hitch on it. And then the other one's got a ball hitch. The first one, which is that goes back down to a little bit. It's a little bigger than the last one, which is really small. Like I said, the last one, it could fit in the back of a pickup, and it's got a pintle hook. And then the medium one's got a pintle hook. And the next, well, actually the small one on the back, pintle hook. The next size, which is the one on the front, it's got a ball hitch. And then it goes to the next size, which is the third one, it's got a pintle hook. And then the middle one, or the big one, I couldn't really say middle because there's four, I don't have a middle. But the big one, it's on a ball hitch again. I think you'd rather have a pintle hook on the big one, but whatever. I guess maybe, since this company, I'm actually, well, if the truck would take me that way, because I'm going back to the manufacturer, you could probably have any combination of hitches that you'd want, and they're probably showing that to the people here when they had these down at the trade show in Orlando, that you could have a ball hitch or a pintle hook on any of them, whatever you want. You get it ordered specifically for your needs and what you require. But still, I think I would have definitely put a pintle hook on the big one and then had ball hitches on the other three. But that's just my theory. Gallatin boys up there, they haven't faltered. They're still running 70. I keep backing off a little bit because I don't want to deal with traffic, and because the transmission is still acting up. And I get tired of pushing that dang thing around. I need to buy me a new one. And actually, I need to buy me a gimbal. Sounds like I need to get on Wish and start looking for some camera gear that I can hook up to the truck. And well, first off, I need to figure out what I need to do to get my SD cards working. Once I get the SD cards working on my DVR system, my camera system, I'll get the cameras hooked up, and then I'll start having maybe video from them, which will be kind of interesting, because there is Brian off of Denver and Rio Grande Western found that app that you can actually make a picture-in-picture on a video. So I know it'd probably be that. I think that would look cool. I could get one. I would link them up, of course. I'd have two of them. That one is facing forward, one facing back. Run both of them at the same time. Maybe put the camera facing back in a smaller window, and then the one facing forward in the big window. And then do that on the other side as well. Then you could get a four-way perspective of what I got to deal with every day. I mean, yeah, you can see what I deal with going forward here. That people cut me off that they don't need to, like this pickup. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't come back already. But if this was a two-lane interstate, he would have come back already. Because they think, oh, we got to get around him, and then they come over too soon. And I think they're coming back too soon, which I do agree. Well, yeah, I agree with myself. The thing about it, though, this takes 300 feet. That is one football field length from zero in end zone to zero. 300 feet for this to stop. See, that was too close. If he had to slam on his brakes because that car, say a deer ran out in front of us right now, that car, I would not be able to stop before hitting that car or that one. Just think about that. And for me to get stopped, that black car would be in that silver car for me not being able to stop in time. And then I take the chance that my chains break and all that comes forward and hits me then. So you think about that, especially when I have a coil on. And I know some people thought, well, six chains on that size of coil isn't enough. Okay, well, you got to think about this. I also throw 2 straps over the front in a crisscross fashion, and those are rated at 5,400 pounds as well. So I got 1 chain pulling forward, 1 pulling down, and 1 pulling back, and then 2 straps pulling back as well. The straps aren't on there just to hold the tarp on. It's an extra caution just in case 1 chain breaks. Now, if all 3 chains break, I'm dead. There's just simple fact that I'm dead, because that 4x4 block is not going to stop it from rolling forward. If I slam on my brakes hard enough and all 3 chains break, the 2 straps will break in an instant, and that coil is rolling over that 4x4 lickety split and coming through the cab into me, because it is wide enough to take out me. You know, if I have to slam on the brakes that hard, that's why I create the distance. Wow, I need to watch what I'm doing here. That's why I create the distance between me and the next vehicle ahead of me, so I have time to stop. And right now I probably shouldn't be in this middle lane, but with what I got on, hopefully, you know, I don't know. If it was a coil, yeah, I usually run the middle lane, so I'm out of way of traffic, but that prevents me from hitting the shoulder on either side because of traffic. I was gonna go live with this, but I don't know. That just puts oh, you can see those bridges from here. Wow. Well, and there's the arch. That's something else I don't do. Uh-oh. Still see that orange truck up there. I asked them if they're Harley Davidsons. Says, yeah, well, yeah, we do deal with Harley Davidsons, but we're on a pulling tour right now.